somehow buff my Vampire 2? Is my Vampire 2 going to be able to dog on dogs even more? Oh boy. New European battleships. So they're gonna. What the fuck? What is this? Is this. Did they actually make a new hull? Interesting. A new branch of researchable ships is on the horizon. European pocket battleships. Starting at tier 4, 7 ships. Salim, Chios, Enhetten, Gustav den Sture, and Thor. Wait. Okay. I could be wrong. But I don't think Scandinavians spell Thor that way. Am I wrong? I could have sworn that's just like literally how like British people spell Thor. Interesting. Okay. Which is kind of odd because Wargaming will use like your other European alphabet characters. I don't know, just kind of weird. Okay. Several European nations. We don't care about the lore, guys. I'm not a lore guy. Tier 10 Thor stands out for her great ballistics. Okay. At lower tiers, they have underwater torp launchers. Tier 8 onward, their torpedoes become more powerful in terms of speed, damage, and launching angles, enough to make enemies think twice before closing the distance. Very low detectability on higher tiers. Pretty good speed. Alright, guys. You know me. We're the fourth estate. What does Wargaming think is pretty good speed? Because I'm going to tell you right fucking now, buddy. For a tier 10 battleship, I would say pretty good speed is 30 and a half knots. 31 knots, maybe. Let's see. Where is max speed? Here we go. Pretty... Oh, my... I'm looking at destroyers. What the fuck am I doing? Okay. Okay. There are 38 battleships, but a couple of these are clones. I would consider pretty good speed to be low 30s. Like certainly 31 knots is pretty good. I mean, honestly, 30 knots is pretty good. Like, half the BBs in the game are 30 or lower. I would say 31.5 is pretty good. I would say 33 is excellent. I would consider 33 to be fast as fuck, boy. That's what I would say. 33 is fast as fuck. 31.5 is pretty good, maybe. Okay. Pretty good speed, which gets even better with their time-based toggle, boys. The toggle. The toggle is here. It offers a significant speed boost, although only for a short duration. Alright, let's see. Starting from tier 8, they get access to surveillance radar. So you're stealthy, fast, and have radar and railguns? Oh no. Relatively small HP pools, okay. I love that term, relatively small. They have to choose their fights carefully. To somewhat counterbalance this offset, they have... Guys, low HP pool, if you know what you're doing, can literally be an asset thanks to improved repair party readiness. Are deadly and stealthy, although... Okay, Wargaming. You just said they have quite good armor. They have pretty good speed and very low detectability. In what world is a battleship with very low detect, pretty good speed, and quite good armor fragile? How is that a fragile ship? Surveillance radar, use your high speed and emergency engine power to quickly relocate. Okay. I'm going to assume a lot of these are like copy paste hulls. And I'll be honest, guys. I'm going to just be real with you. I don't give a literal single solitary fuck about the low tier boats. So let's look at the radar starting in tier 8. So these are probably going to be like like a Loria situation. Look at this step, right? See this step down here? It's probably going to be like an Italian situation where you never want to kite. Okay. The Enechetin. I mean, that is pretty low for tier 8. No torp protection, really. Decent range. Kind of mediocre shells. You get 9 380s. 40-second turret traverse? Okay. I can get behind non 30-second turret traverse. So the tier 8 is 1-7 Sigma, and I think this is normal BB dispersion, right? You get 8. You get 1 set of 4 per side. Wow. Big damage. 10 kilometers, 65 knots. Dude, like, the power creep on battleship torpedoes is insane, is it not? Is it not crazy the power creep on BB torps in this game? Okay, so the tier 8 is 30 knots. Good turning circle, okay rudder, very stealthy. Normal DCP, normal heal, 30-second 10 km radar. Holy shit. 3 base charges. Holy shit, boys. 25% speed boost. That's ugly as fuck. Alright, we're looking at the tier 10. That's what I actually care about, right? That's what we actually care about. Okay. Hold on. A hypothetical design of a powerful battleship with 406 main battery and the most modern AA system. Okay. Does it actually get AA? Massive if true. The development and implementation of the product. Okay, we don't care about the lore. Okay, so the hit points are pretty low. Bad torpedo protection. 21-7 range, which is fine. 30-second reload. Solid AP shell damage for 406s. I think that's even more than Montana, no? Thought Montana was like 13.5 maybe. Pretty standard HE, fire chance, etc. 40-second turret traverse, only 1.8 Sigma, and I'm pretty sure that this is also battleship dispersion, if I'm not mistaken. 1.8 Sigma, so like Preußen dispersion, basically. Let's scroll out to 22 km. 280, 172. Yeah. So the same dispersion as GK and Preußen. AP initial velocity 900 meters per second. Okay. AP shells. Initial speed. Whoa. Pause. What the fuck? Oh my goodness. Is this like railguns? I mean, not the greatest, not great dispersion though. But it might have like obscene AP pen too. That's funny looking at Slava and Mecklenburg pen next to each other, I can't lie. So, the fastest shells in the game. Wow. Okay. But not great dispersion. Guys, are we... Hold on, guys. Are we coming up with a battleship slammer? But then again, you know, because the thing is, right? With this kind of speed, you're going to overpen a lot of cruisers, especially at close range. Normal. So, okay, so... so basically Slava with GK dispersion. Interesting. Torpedoes 4x4. So 8 torps per side. Nuke torps. 12 km range. 100-second reload? Bro. Would this be like the highest torpedo DPM in the game on any ship? I mean, it would probably be a bit less than Jinan. Those torps are in 70 knots, 12 km, 100-second reload. Holy shit. And they're nuke torps too. What the fuck? They don't say the vertical, so it might I mean it might, but it doesn't make any mention of dispersion. I would think no, Mobinator, but obviously we don't know. Okay. AA defense 484, 399, 14 flat. Nope, nerf it. Get it out. Nerf it. Nope, we can't let this go live, guys. We cannot ever let this see the live server. Oh my god, it shoots down planes. Apps not on my watch. Get it out. 14. Would this be like literally the best anti-air in the game? 484 mid, 400 long, and 14 flak. Anti-aircraft. What's long DPS? Over double the long DPS of the best in class BB. Basically tied with Willem. What was the continuous? Double the long range of any other ship. Tied for mid. 14 motherfucking flak. Zero chance. Okay, I'm just going to tell you guys right now. All jokes aside, this will never make it to live. Everything else on this ship might stay the same. This will never see the light of fucking day. Or, now guys, this is really tinfoil hat here. Or, this sees the light of day as they delete flak from the game on CV rework. That would be big. The Torp Alpha feels wrong. It's pan-EU. Yeah, it does feel wrong. Why are these Torps so crazy? Guys. Schlieffen has, what, 13.5 kilometer Torps that go, like, what, 50 knots? And hit for, what, like 16,000? With a worse reload? And, like way better Torps than Schlieffen? The torpedo power creep on BBs is unreal. Yeah, exactly. Njord and Karl Johan are the blueprint. And yeah, they have, like, the Swedish Torp Alpha. It does, like, it's so high. It's so much damage. And it has actual armor. Look at the plating. 32 plating. And quite good armor according to Wargaming themselves. Now, you guys have to keep in mind, Wargaming doesn't think a ship like Loria has quite good armor. Wargaming thinks Loria has a fragile hull. So, wow, that's crazy, though. 33 knots! Pause. Wait a minute, guys. 33 knots. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's scroll back up. Pretty good speed. Pretty good speed, guys. Did you guys know that this is pretty good speed? Did you guys know that this is pretty good speed? Did you guys know that having 33 knot base speed on your battleship it's pretty good? Did you guys know that it's pretty good? Did you guys know that being the 4th fastest battleship in the game is pretty good? Technically correct, I guess. Technically correct. Being the 4th fastest BB in the game is pretty good. Pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Okay, turning circle's pretty good. Rudder shift is mediocre. Surface detect is 14.6. You get down to like 12 then, right? 14.6 times 0.81. 11.8. Jesus Christ. Somehow 14.5 smoke fire penalty on the highest explosive charge in the game. Interesting. Normal DCP, normal heal, 30-second 10 km radar. I mean, at least you only get 2 of them, but still IR. But guys, also 2.8 A skill. Hell yeah. 25% engine boost. 33 knots. Slap the speed flag on it. Slap this fucking thing on it. And I mean, I guess you could run Brisk. It probably would be a ship you'd take. I'm trying to think. I mean, you probably would want Brisk, and then Brisk would get you up to like, what, 46 knots? 47.6 knots. What are we doing, guys? Like, what are we doing with this BB game design? Yeah, let's look. So you get 2 minutes of it per game. I mean, even just with Brisk, just Brisk is 36. I mean, just Speed Flag is like what, 35 almost. Like, what are we doing with this fucking drug-addled game design on battleships, man? Like, what the fuck? It doesn't even make okay, so here's what I don't even understand. This is a serious question about the game design. The boat has 11.8 kilometer detection, right? But it's probably going to have like Slava guns. Why would you put like basically less accurate Slava AP on a super stealth BB with torps? Like, that just doesn't make any logical sense to me from a game design perspective. This ship should have like USN style AP. It should have like loopy arcs. It maybe even better dispersion, but like I don't really understand it. Yeah, I know the radar. Yeah. You're not going to be very good against cruisers though. I mean, legitimately, I mean obviously you're a battleship, but like Slava is unusually bad at citadeling cruisers in a lot of situations because Slava shells have such a high impact velocity and such a high crup that even when you hit citadels and you arm, you just can't get sits on them. Talking about which ship? We're talking about welcome, by the way. We're talking about the new Swedish Tier 10 Thor, which has 11.8 kilometer detection, 35 knot speed, a 10 kilometer radar, 12 kilometer gearing torps, basically, and a 25% engine boost. Good God, man. Like, what are we doing? But do you guys understand what I mean? Like, okay, Vermont is an overpowered ship, right? Vermont is basically a super ship, okay? But Vermont's overpowered gimmicks make logical sense when bundled in the same boat, right? You start with the concept of it goes 22 knots. And then you're like, okay, we're going to give it really high planing. And then you're like, okay, we're going to make the shell arcs really bad and have bad AP pen. So you want to play Vermont at close range, but you're slow. So you get a really good heal to compensate for being really easy to hit. And you get nuclear shells to compensate for them being hard. Like, Vermont is brokenly overpowered, but it makes there's cohesion in the game design, right? This is my point. There is cohesion in the game design of Vermont. Gimmicks are crazy, but price and dispersion on non-overmatch guns. Yeah, can't see me, but if they have Slava penetration, like, you're just gonna be citadeling Yamatos at 25 kilometers. So like it's gonna yeah, I agree, the guns are but again, this is my point. This is like what I don't understand about the cohesion of the gimmicks is you're a super stealth torpedo battleship, but you're a shotgun with Slava pen. Well, I mean, it'll probably just completely take over ranked. I mean, assuming these things don't change. Because even without Brisk, the ship goes 43 knots. And, like, you have basically 8 gearing torps per side. So it's probably just going to completely take over the ranked scene. Because you just spawn, you speed boost rush the cap, and just go 1 for 1. My god, man. Yeah, that's true. Can't see me. I mean, radar on a battleship is one of the dumbest things in this game. even ships that aren't the greatest, like every time I take out Constellation into ranked, it's like, wow, this is so fucking stupid that I have a radar on this BB. And honestly, that's not a bad comparison. This is like a super broken version of Constellation. You guys have ever played Constellation? The ship is like crazy broken and ranked, but it has a dog shit hull, so BB's clown on it. But this is like the Constellation platform with everything cranked up to 12 and no armor weakness. And what concerns me is Wargaming themselves say that this ship has quite good armor. If Wargaming thinks a ship has quite good armor, it's going to be invincible. Because they think ships like Incomparable are made out of paper, and they think ships like Loria have weak armor too, right? Wow. I mean, the guns are the letdown point for sure. Like, I will say it's nice to see more than 30-second turn time. It's nice to see regular BB dispersion with mediocre Sigma. So basically, this ship is going to be like in tier 10 against battleships. It's probably going to be kind of like what like Giuseppe Verdi feels like in tier 9 against battleships, where like it's not very accurate, but if it hits your citadel, you take a citadel because it has so much AP pen. Or like Victoria guns, like they're not very accurate. They don't do great damage per salvo, but if you're flat, you're getting citadel if you're in a battleship, right? And then you're gonna overpen the cruisers. Okay. New premium ships: European battleship Turgut Rice. Turgut Rice. Yikes. That's definitely not how you say that, but oh god. 16 millimeter plating? What? 16? Oh, is this like a repulse hull? Or a renown hull? It kind of looks like that, doesn't it? Huh. Okay. Surveillance radar with fast reload. Gdansk radar on a BB? Is the future truly now? Why are we italicizing radar? Interesting. Okay. I don't really get it. Highly accurate guns. Radar. Armor is somewhat weak. 16 millimeter plating is somewhat weak, guys. 1 times 3 in the rear and 2 by 2 in the front. 419s. Um, is this Collingwood? I recognize that anywhere. Maybe not. Almost. Those are 792. Um, let's see. 18.5 range. Maximum dispersion 203. So that's battle cruiser dispersion. BB dispersion would be in the mid 200s at that range. Battle cruiser dispersion. Okay. 4x1, so you can single launch 2 torps per side, 6 cam range, so pretty dog shit. Okay. Pretty shit AA. Pretty fast though. Bad turning, mediocre rudder. Concealment gets down to like 11.9. Normal DCP. 296. What was the HP pool? Yep, so normal heal. Normal heal. 15-second, 10 km, 90-second reload. You know what? Fuck it at this point, bro. Okay. Messina. You know what I want, boys? I want a skin for Messina with General Patton on it. That's what I want. 150 millimeter dual purpose. Okay, so surely they have good good AA. High speed for a cruiser, decent concealment. You get a light cruiser suitable for quick and stealthy repositioning while peppering opponents with a steady stream of shells. She is equipped with heavily damaging torpedoes on both sides, improved hydroacoustic search with longer range. Okay. So, like Michelangelo with smaller guns, but maybe better torps and hydro. 25 plating, but that doesn't really mean anything on its own. 30-second fires. Sap shell damage 3850. Fire. Yeah, so you get a rack of 4 per side. So a lot better torps than Michelangelo. But probably but worse guns. So like I wonder what the main section of the hull looks like. 25 millimeter plating is pretty meaningless. Because all the Italian cruisers have 25 somewhere, right? Yeah, nuke torps. Pack a punch is putting these torps into like what 25, 24K a pop. Definitely gonna be a candidate for steering gears, and it is fast as fuck. 37 knots with speed flag is gonna get you up to like almost 39 knots. But that turning circle's destroyer level. So this would be a strong candidate for steering gears mod instead of concealment. And the concealment's pretty good. You're going to get down to about 11.3-ish. So if you drop concealment, you'll probably have like 12.5. But that's really an enticing boat for steering gears, though. Because the rudder shift is really holding it back from maneuvering. Yeah, you're right. Sap only. That is a little sus. Not gonna lie, sap only is kind of sus. It really sap only on a cruiser really limits what you can do to other cruisers at close range. AA is shit. Fast as fuck. Crazy turning circle, but bad rudder shift. Gets down to like 11.3 detect. Normal DCP. Normal heal. 2 base charges, long reload time. 6-kilometer hydro, which is obviously really good. And a fighter. Because part of the thing with Michelangelo is Michelangelo actually has like super cracked armor piercing ammo. Like if you're in Michelangelo and you YOLO rush a BB, like you citadel a lot of BBs in that thing. So being totally unable to citadel anything that you brawl is kind of sus. Okay. The permanent camouflages. Congrats, Wargaming. You painted the damn thing blue. Commonwealth unique commander, boys. Okay. During 1410, he will be in testing only with the following enhanced skills: aircraft armor, so dog shit, improved AR. Okay, so his enhanced skills are dog shit. Okay. For the life of me, I've never understood why anyone pretends that that's a good enhanced skill. Like compared to anything else, it's not. Sure, you'd rather have improved adrenaline rush than no improved skill, but like, you know, on a ship like Cerberus, improved adrenaline rush means that like when you are completely dead on 1 HP, you have a 5% better reload. So it's like, yeah, it's better to have 5% better reload when you're on 1 HP. But like when you're on half HP, it's a 2.5% DPM boost. Like it's like super meaningless. People pretend like improved AR is like a mega skill on like Swirsky, and it's really just not at all. You'll also have two unique talents. Rise and Fight Again activates once per battle in the ship's age. Oh no, it's a Kuzi heal? 2% per second. Oh, that's so griefing, dude. Oh no, that's gonna be giga AIDS on like a ship like Vamp 2. Oh, that's so AIDS. That's way better than the current Kuzi heal. Like, there's no comparison. Because the current Kuznetsov heal lasts for 3 times longer, but the rate of healing is 1/6, right? The Kuznetsov heal gives you about 5% of your HP pullback, but it takes 15 seconds, right? It takes 15 seconds to give you 6% back. This takes 5 seconds to give you 10%. That's crazy. That is going to be wild if you're fighting a Vampire 2. Because if you get the Vampire 2 down to 2400 HP, he's going to heal to 4800 HP in 5 seconds. That is kind of wild how fast you get the health back. It's probably not going to be like, I mean, it's still 10%. I mean, on Cerberus, that's 5,000 health. That's I mean, it's my point though is this way better than the Kuznetsov heal. You don't get the DCP obviously, but 10% of your health back in 5. The rate of healing. Excuse me. The rate of healing is the crazy part to me. That's gonna be like, imagine how troll that's gonna be if you're in like a destroyer fighting a Vampire 2 and he's on 3,000 health and you hit him for 2k and then he's back to 3,000 health like literally for the next salvo. That is mad troll. Triggers up to 3 times, 60,000 damage, increases ship speed by 2%, and can, so basically dog shit. Okay. So honestly, the captain is pure dog shit aside from the Kuznetsov style talent. Pretty bad overall. Like, if you took this out, it would probably be like, you know, a bit better than Yamamoto, but it would be there with like Abonu and shit like that. Interesting. It's gonna be by far the most useful on the on like I mean, because you know, even if you're a really good player and you average 120k in Vamp 2, which basically nobody does, you're gonna get around 4%. You know, you're gonna get a 2 to 4% speed buff at the end of each game, and this is probably the more useful part, I would say. Because if you can stack 2 of those an extra 10 seconds, I mean, then again, it's still like not that much. I mean, it's not bad. Definitely better than like Yamamoto or Swirsky overall, right? I think it's kind of a cope for the most part. Cuz like if you build Vampire 2, I think the main thing with this is I think that Vamp 2 is probably going to benefit really hard from this captain. Like if you could get the talents. But then again, the talent, you know, I don't know, it's hard to say cuz like you're not gonna see anything noticeable until you get 120k. It's like a very, very minor talent. I mean, I'm just comparing it to something like Sansonetti, like probably the best captain in the game, right? Like compared to Sansonetti, it's dog shit, but compared to Yamamoto, it's really fucking good, right? I would say it's probably somewhere in the middle, you know? I would say this is probably like the biggest deal specifically on like Vamp 2 because I think it's not 10% HP right on like a Cerberus, for example. Like if you're in a Cerberus, what are the chances a battleship shot you to just under 5k HP, right? There will be games where it will happen. Um but it's going to be way more useful on like a battleship or a destroyer probably overall. One thing I will say, and this is something I don't really understand that wargaming does, is they require the same thing for every ship, right? Like getting 60k damage in let's say there was a Commonwealth clone, for example. Let's say, for example, Wargaming cloned Vermont and it was a Commonwealth ship. Okay? You would get the first buff in the first 5 minutes of every game, right? In Cerberus, you might get it in the first 5 minutes of every game. In Vamp 2, you're probably not getting it the first 60k damage till like a little bit of the way through the game. Obviously, it depends, but like get the talents that require damage are always interesting to me because they just like exclusively favor battleships. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like irresistible. Like this shit was like made for irresistible, if you ask me. Because battleships are the most likely to be chunked to under 10k HP without being killed. Battleships are going to farm the most amount of damage the fastest. This definitely feels like tailor made for irresistible and unfortunately probably balanced around being put on irresistible. Because, like, don't get me wrong, if I get 120k in my Vampire 2 and I'm going one knot faster and my smoke lasts for an extra 12 seconds, like that's good, that's nice, but like does that change the outcome of the game? Like probably never, right? But because also the battleships have the best healing too, right? So on a ship like Irresistible, you farm 180,000 damage, you have an extra 2,500 HP per heal, right? You have mostly it's like you're getting extra healing. Yeah, battle shitters. Yep. Yeah, I mean it's yet again one of those captains where it's like, yeah, it's gonna be the best on the battleship probably. This talent though I will say is probably gonna be really nice on Vampire 2 because anytime you're trading a DD and you're about to die, it because especially because Vampire 2 has such a fast reload, right? Like Vampire 2 on max adrenaline rush has like a 1.5 second reload. So if you're fighting like even a Gdansk or something, like the odds that this talent on Vampire 2 are going to give you two or even more extra salvos is pretty high, right? You're really likely in something like Vamp 2 in a Destroyer duel to get like multiple extra salvos off because of that stupid heal. And the AR will be buffed as well, which also benefits battleships the most because they can afford to be on low HP without dying the most. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. I mean, it's like Lisboa, right? I think we went over this. Lisboa was like explicitly designed to be on Libtard, and they didn't even care about putting it on another boat. Like, Lutyens is very balanced via secondary ships or main gun focus ships. It's very balanced between them. Whereas Lisboa is like insanely powerful on secondary ships and basically trash on everything else. Basically, we have a soft confirmed. I mean, I would kind of think so in a way. I would probably think so, but we'll see. So, yeah, I would probably, just kind of thinking, probably put this in like the middle of the road captains. Probably overall not as good as Sansonetti, not as good as Halsey, not as good as Conrad. I would say probably better than Kuznetsov though, because damage is something you can actually do by design, right? Like the problem with Kuznetsov is First Blood gives you an amazing talent because the Russian boats all have like obscene survivability and utility. So like you really want to get the extra consumable in your Russian ships, but you kind of don't have control over it, right? Because it's First Blood. Um, but probably like better than Kuznetsov because the heal is way better, but you don't get the DCP. But you can at least do this by design. Yeah, the DCP on Kuznetsov is arguably more valuable than the heal. I would agree with that. Because, like, getting 6% of your health back is nice, but being on a triple fire in your Kremlin about to die, and you hit 11,000 HP and all the fires magically get put out, is arguably the actual asset. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. But on something like a destroyer, like, it's going to rip the heal so fast. The thing with the heal is it's going to rip the heal so fast that it's going to. Because, I mean, this is like super heal rate of healing, right? Normal healing on destroyers is 1% per second. Normal healing on battleships is 0.5% per second. So it's like super heal rate of HP recovery, pretty much. So if you're in a gun duel with a vampire 2, it's going to be crazy toxic. And then if you're trying to finish off a irresistible, it's probably going to be super toxic too. Interesting. The rarity of this will be uncommon. All right, so it's going to be coal or whatever. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. But see, like, do you guys get what I'm saying about how this is not balanced around the classes? I don't understand how Wargaming can't get this through their fucking skulls. Like, imagine you play this captain in Irresistible and in Vampire 2. In Irresistible, you're gonna get the max value from this talent in like basically every game. You're gonna get 120k in Irresistible like every single game, right? Whereas you're gonna get 120k in Vamp 2 maybe like every other or every third game, depending on how you play it, maybe every other game. And you're gonna get 180k in Vamp 2 like maybe every 5 games. But in Irresistible, you're getting 2 of these buffs per game, and you're getting a third buff probably at least every other game. So like by gatekeeping this talent behind 60,000 damage, Wargaming is explicitly designing it for battleships. This damage ship basically means that the captain is just better on higher tier boats, 100% hex, 100%, which is they don't understand this. They don't understand this. Although I wouldn't really agree with IRPR because IRPR benefits the heal cooldown on low tier boats way more than on high tier boats. So now the extra, right? So I think IRPR is reasonably balanced on the tiers because in tier 10, the main value of IRPR is the extra heal. In tier like 7 or 8, the main value is you just get the heal back way faster, right? Because like Montana has 50% more HP than North Carolina. So if North Carolina tanks a million pot, it's going to get more of a heal cooldown improvement than Montana, even on like 1.5 million. So I'd say the IRPR skill is like pretty okay. Um, but the damage requirement on ships, I think, is always silly. I think it makes a lot more sense the way like Sansonetti and Cunningham work, where it's kill based. Like, what I would prefer is this could trigger up to 2 times when you get a kill, and then make this number like 3% and this number 7.5%. To me, that would make a lot more sense because that would give the captain usability across the classes and across the tiers. But yeah, I mean, if you put this captain in like a tier 5 battleship, like you're not ever getting 180k, pretty much, right? And that's why Halsey's talent is the best, in my opinion, because Confederate scales with HP pool. It's the most well designed talent. Cunningham and Sansonetti and Halsey have the most well designed mega talent because it is scalable. It doesn't matter what tier you're in, a kill is a kill. It doesn't matter what tier you're in, Confederate is Confederate. So I think that would just make way more sense. You know? It would make a lot more sense to make it work like the Cunningham buff. Confederate's less than every game thing. Yeah, but a Confederate's like an every other game thing in a lot of boats. Like, if you're in Des Moines or if you're in like Rhode Island or something, like you're getting Confederate basically every other game. Unless you fight an Agincourt, yeah. So I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like how Conrad works either. I just don't think it makes logical sense. Yeah, every good game in an American BB is a Confed game, yeah. If you're having a good game, you're getting Confed pretty much guaranteed. Yamamoto gets better at lower tiers, easier to get Kraken. That's probably true. That is probably true. It's interesting though. Yeah, I don't like damage procs for captains. I think they're stupid. They don't scale across classes and they don't scale across tiers. Like go play a game in Willem de Ursta and then play a game in Tromp, and you tell me how much faster you get the damage buffs in Willem de Ursta than Tromp, right? Oh, okay. Well, pretty what is it Kenshin says? Fentanyl fueled? Pretty fentanyl fueled?